What's up guys, Kai here. So after months of waiting, the Destiny 2 beta finally arrived and me and all my friends couldn't be more excited to finally get our hands on it. Now I have a love-hate relationship with Destiny, but Bungie have been saying all the right things recently, which gives me much more confidence that Destiny 2 isn't going to be another Destiny 1. I think it will be much better. So the beta, how was it? It was meh, which kinda disappointed me and my friends. That's not to say it was awful, it was just boring. But I'll get into that later. First, let me start with the positives. Gameplay. The gameplay hasn't changed much, which is good. The best way I can describe it is familiar but different. Now, I main a Titan, but I did try out all the classes in the beta, and I think I am going to stick with the Titan. I love the Sentinel subclass, it's so versatile. I enjoy playing the sort of support roles in games, and the Sentinel allows me to do that much better than I could in Destiny 1. You actually get two supers with the Sentinel. You get the fucking Captain America shield, which is you can be offensive with that or defensive. But if you hold down the super buttons long enough, you actually get the bubble shield, the Ward of Dawn, which means that I can both play defensive support with the bubble shield, or I can be offensive with the Captain America shield without having to switch subclasses, and I really like that. That's really cool. The new Warlock is pretty fun to play, but the Dawnblade just kinda feels like a reskinned Hammer of Sol, just a bit faster and more powerful, which makes me wonder if maybe they'll change the Hammer of Sol for the Titans, since there's no point of having two very similar supers on different classes. So maybe they'll change the Hammer of Sol and the Titans to be used more as an actual hammer. Like maybe you don't throw anymore, you just do the sort of shoulder charge thing with it. Which I think that'd be cool. The Titan having a more melee focused super instead of the obvious striker. The Hunter was okay, I guess. I've never been a big Hunter guy, and the new Arc Strider never impressed me, as it's basically just the Arc Blade, but instead of a fucking blade, it's a staff. So it was kinda meh. I mean, I will still make a Hunter when the game comes out, but it will definitely be the last class that I make. I'll definitely go Titan, Warlock, then Hunter. The new class abilities are a nice and welcome addition to our arsenal. I like the Titan walls, especially the waist high one for PvE, and the Warlock's rifts are really useful. The Hunter's Shade Step is, well, it's Shade Step, it's quite Shade Steppy. It's just weird that the Titans get a support, both the Titans and the Warlock get a support ability, like the walls, teammates can hide by that, and the Warlocks get the rifts, which, teammates can stand in it, which help the team, but the Hunters, they just get a very selfish Shade Step, they don't have an ability that helps the team, and Hunters have always been like that, really. They've always been sort of me, I'll do the damage, I'll kill everyone, whereas the Warlock and the Titan have been very team focused, so I don't know what the other classes will be like later on. Now the guns are something I'm a little worried about. Now in case you don't know, the old primary, special and heavy layout has been changed. It is now kinetic, energy and power. It's still the same colours, white, green, purple, but the classifications have differed. Kinetic is your primary weapons, so these are your auto, pulse, and scout rifles and hand cannons, and now sidearms, which have been moved to that category. And energy weapons are the same guns, but have an elemental burn to them. So you can have a loadout of 2 hand cannons, 1 kinetic and 1 solar, and a rocket launcher, if you wanted. Which is pretty cool, but it's the heavy, or power weapons, I have a problem with. Now in Destiny 1, the more available the ammo, the more choice of weapons you had. So the primary weapons, or kinetic ammo, is the most prevalent, so you had the most choice. Pulse, auto, scout and hand cannons. Special, or energy ammo as it is now, is the second most prevalent, but not as much as primary, so there's a little less choice in that. So originally you had shotgun, fusions and snipers, but then they added sidearms later on. With heavy ammo, it's very scarce. So there's little choice of what weapon types you had to choose from, since you wouldn't be using them very often, and to make sure some weapon types weren't being ignored. So you only had rockets, machine guns, and then later on swords. But now in Destiny 2, when it comes to heavy weapons, you have to choose between rockets, grenade launchers, shotguns, sniper rifles, fusion rifles, linear fusion rifles, and swords. And there's another one I'm forgetting. That cold exotic fucking one. So let's say 8. That's 8 weapon types you have to choose from, each of which will have their own subtypes. You know, you have rocket launchers that have a fast velocity but low impact and all that shit, and you have fusion rifles which have a fast charge up time but low impact, or high impact and slow charge time. You know, you've got all the subtypes of guns for like one type of ammo that is going to be very scarce. It's just wrong, I feel. It's the complete opposite of Destiny 1. I just feel as if there's going to be a shit ton of power weapons or heavy weapons that I won't get to use, simply because I might equip a rocket launcher for a strike, but I might get to use it 3 or 4 times, and then I might like to use it all the time, you know, like the Gallhorn. But I don't know, I just feel that this might be a problem, especially for PvE. I don't really care about PvP and the heavy weapons, but for PvE I feel it might be a problem, but we'll see how it pans out. That's just my worry. Also, I'm not happy with how they removed machine guns as a weapon class from the game. I'm not happy about that. I loved my Thunderlord, and now I won't get to use machine guns, so I'm kind of pissed about that. PvP I have a problem with also, and the fact that it's going to be 4v4 across all game types, that annoys me. I liked that PvP was 6v6 because it allowed me and my friends to play something when all of us were on that wasn't the raids. But now, if 5 of us are on, we either have to tell one of us to fuck off so we can do 4v4, or we have to break into a group of 3 and 2 and go play strikes, and the unfortunate team of 2 get paired with a fucking randomer. I don't like that. There's less choice for like bigger teams to play now. If there's 5 or 6 of us, it's like, right, it's raid or raid. We've got no choice now, and I don't like that. It should be a mix of 6v6, 4v4, and free-for-all. But nope, free-for-all is gone, 6v6 is gone, it's 4v4 across everything. I'm really not happy about that. So I hope they change that later on. Like, I hope they bring back 6v6 playlists. I just like my 6v6 playlist. I like bigger teams. I like having more people to kill, and I like having more teammates. It's just the way I like to play my games. And now on to why I think the beta was boring. I mean, I stopped playing it by the time that the beta became open to everyone else. And the reason that I think it was boring, or that I felt it was very fucking boring, is because we've seen all of this before. During the big Destiny 2 reveal event stream thing, which happened a few months ago, which I went to a cinema to watch, and it was pretty epic, they showed off everything that we got in the beta. The story mission, the strike, and the Crucible game types and the maps. And for weeks and months, all the big Destiny YouTubers and gaming websites did their job, and I enjoy their job, which is they go through all the fucking footage and they find out everything that they can. And they showed off this stuff so much to a point that I kind of lost interest. So when the beta launches and we get the exact same stuff that we'd been seeing for months at this point, my interest levels weren't at 100%, which I think was a big mistake on Bungie's part. I mean, the parts of the beta that I enjoyed playing the most was the story mission and the control game type in Crucible, simply because it was the freshest content. I mean, yes, we've seen half of the story mission already, but the first half I'd never seen before, so it was new. And playing control in the new map was fun because it's PvP, anything can happen in PvP. The strike, whilst fun to explore the new world, quickly became boring, as I'd seen it be played over and over, and when I say over and over, I mean maybe 5-6 times tops, and it was just boring. And the fact that Bungie purposely kind of made it barren, like you couldn't really explore, it was just kind of shite, and I didn't like it. And you know, every time the Destiny YouTubers made a Destiny video, they'd always have footage of the inverted Spire strike playing in the background, so I would see it all the time, kind of like what I'm doing now. What I think Bungie should have done was given us a bit of free roam, and by that I mean it's just like fill out the world a bit more with the strike. I mean, they did purposely remove stuff. I think they should have left some of that stuff in, and possibly they should have given us a different strike mission, just something different. Maybe keep it in the same world, but just mix it up a little. Overall, I feel the beta was kinda disappointing. And then on, when was it, the Saturday? Was it the Saturday or the Sunday? One of the days, they opened up the new social space for an hour. I was like, oh fuck, can't wait for that. I got there and it was empty. Like, we went in there. New space is pretty cool. Kind of has a Hershels Farm feel to it from The Walking Dead, but it was empty. Like, there was no NPCs. All you could do was just run about, play football, and then try and get on the roofs, or there was a wee cliff bit you could get on top of. And that kind of sums up what the beta was. Shiny, new, full of people, but nothing to do. Overall, I feel the beta was kinda disappointing. It hasn't killed my excitement for the actual game though. I understand that this is just a beta and not the full game, and this is just a small snippet of the full fucking game. Or at least that's what they keep telling us. The full game will be much better since I haven't seen it for fucking months on end before I get access to it, which was the downfall of the beta, I feel. The Destiny 1 beta was much better. It's just that the full game of Destiny 1 when it launched was disappointing. Here's hoping that the Destiny 2 beta was disappointing, but the actual launch of Destiny 2 is good. So that was my thoughts on the Destiny 2 beta. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let me know down in the comments what you liked and disliked about the beta. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.